Alright. I've almost cleared out everything I need to from this little spot here. Yeah, I might as well kill him. Oh, there you are. I was wondering where this guy was. Alright, grab this, and I think I'm good to go hit that shortcut. Oh my god. Okay. Just love getting caught up on terrain. Yeah, and that's another thing. Blood-starved beast? Yeah, there's more than one. And I think that it's... I don't know. I think the fact that there is more than one just shows you, like, you can get this fucked up. You can become this big of a bad beast and just be a nobody. Like, every single enemy that you fight in Old Yharnam has the capacity to eventually become as big and bad as a blood-starved beast. And I love that. I think that's the coolest thing ever. Because you see the hanging blood-starved there. There might even be more hanging blood-starveds in other parts of the game, but I don't think so. I haven't noticed any. There's blood-starved beast, the boss. There's blood-starved beasts, plural, in the Chalice dungeons, because there's a crap ton of them that you'll have to fight as bosses. And then there's another one in the Hunter's Nightmare, which the nightmares in general are a little confusing to me. To me, it seems like they're a place where you go when you die. Like, when I die, I technically return to the Hunter's Dream, and then my character sort of would use the lantern to get back to whichever lantern I was last using, is what seems to be insinuated to me whenever they mention the Hunter's Dream. They say, when you die, you'll return here, and this dream will continue forever and ever, and blah blah blah, this and that. So, then it makes me wonder if under certain circumstances, when you die, you must be transported to these nightmares based on what you have. For instance, there's one nightmare where you go to the lecture hall because you have the tonsil stone, and the tonsil stone looks like the head of an Amygdalin Great One. So that must have some sort of semblance to why you go there. And when you go to the Hunter's Nightmare, what do you have on you when you go in? You have the eye of a blood-addled hunter, like cut off from their face in your inventory. If you yourself were a blood-addled hunter and you died, then that would imply that you, as a blood-addled hunter, would be trapped in the Hunter's Nightmare. Ludwig, Lawrence, Amelia, Simon, Brador, all those people trapped in the Hunter's Nightmare. They must have gotten there some way, shape, or like some way or another. So what I like to think for Simon, for instance, because Simon seems like he's sane, like he has his wits about him, I feel like Simon got there the exact same way we did, and he is the only hunter who got there the way we did. I don't think that Simon is a blood-addled hunter by any means, like, of the sense that he should be trapped there. Because that place is meant to be like a punishment. For instance, like the curse has spread out into all of us, whatever, we're all hunters and we're cursed, and beast blood is an issue, and the hunters go out and they fight the beasts. Well, eventually the hunters become covered in blood, and eventually the hunters become blood-addled. Many blood echoes covered in, just like I am now, covered in blood. But eventually I would get worse if I kept going and going and going. This place is the place where these hunters are getting taken because they're evil. Like, too much, too far. Like, what do the hunters of hunters do? Hunters of hunters say, hey, you have been hunting too much. You have been dealing too much with the blood. Like, things are not good because of you. You need to be put down. And it makes me think that the Hunters of Hunters probably send them to the Hunter's Nightmare. Maybe not intentionally, but I think that they do. Because they always talk about, like, ascending to a higher plane, and the crow feathers being, like... I don't remember exactly what the text is, but it's something along the lines of, like, being, like, in the sky. because everything is above us. These nightmares are above us. The world, like the world of the kin, the world of the nightmares are over our heads. And over our heads to the point where we can't just look up and see them. But if you dropped a rock, oh my god, if he kills me, that would have been bad. That would have been so bad. It's the last enemy to this massively good shortcut. Like, how terrible. But, I honestly lost my point now. I lost where I was going with that. Oh, god, I hate that. I hate when that happens. Oh yeah, I just remembered it. If you threw, like, a giant rock down from one nightmare to the next, it would eventually land there, and, like... That's a point that they try and make clear to you in the DLC, and I love it. I love the way that they did it. And I didn't even piece it together right away, because I didn't remember it, but there's this one part where they throw down, like, an enemy at you, and it's meant to scare you, and then make you go, okay, what is this? What am I doing? Like, this is the first time you'll ever see this enemy, but it's dead. And you're like, oh, okay. I don't fight it. I don't talk to it. What is it? Why is it here? And you ignore it, and you go on with your life. But eventually, you go higher up into the nightmare, and, you find these enemies. They're there. Oh, she left. She went over here. And that's the point where you're supposed to say, wait a minute, one of these things fell to where I was. And that's supposed to be your hint, kind of. That the nightmares are actually above you. Just right over your heads.
Farewell.
That's the way they always talked about it. It's right over your head. Like, for instance, these trees or pillars or whatever they are, they must exist elsewhere in the nightmare or in the dream. Because the fact that they're here means that they must be elsewhere. Because all of these dreams, all of these nightmares, all of these worlds are interconnected to each other. Which is crazy. And I freaking love it. Oh yeah, I need to buff up my weapon. That would have been bad. Okay. How much of Old Yarnum have I cleared out? I still gotta deal with the NPC hunter, and I still gotta do the little area just below him. And then the chunk before Bloodstarved, which is 2 enemies, really. And that's pretty much it. I don't even know if I want to fight the NPC hunter right now. I might. I might go and try and kill him. It's probably doable. Wait a minute, do I have another... Oh! I'm sorry. But I have to. Oh, I feel so bad about that. I was like, wait a minute. I put a +3 on this. Maybe I can gem? I bet I can gem. I can. I want the extra damage. I'm sorry. This won't take long, I promise. Yeah, those are both the same. Okay. Is it a huge difference? Not right now. But you never know. Fighting NPCs and fighting bosses, the extra damage can matter. Fighting normal enemies, it's not as big of a deal, I suppose, but not with these early gems, at least. Gems later, absolutely. That's one other thing I really didn't like about this game, was gems in general, because they're like, oh, gems add variety, because there are things you gain and things you lose, and maybe you're willing to take away more damage versus kin just to give yourself more damage overall, and I'm like, can I just buff up a weapon? Can I just get it to +10 and it's got good damage and good scaling? Like, why do I have to go collecting these gems from God knows where. Chalice dungeons. Motherfucking chalice like, I'm worried that that was their reasoning behind gems. They said, here are chalice dungeons. They're a cool little thing that we put in. What's our incentive to make players go do them? Like, what do we do to say, hey, go do chalice dungeons? Like, they decide to fucking put the best gems in them. Go do chalice dungeons. Why? Don't you want the best damage from your weapon for PvPs and for your PvEs and your new game pluses and your this and that? And you're like, yeah, but I don't want to do every motherfucking chalice dungeon. And they say, whatever. Go do the chalice dungeons. And I'm like, oh, God. Like, I've done them so many times on multiple characters at this point. I've done them like maybe 3 or 4 times now. And they're just boring. Your first time through, they're still boring. Even on your first time through, they're boring. And that's a problem. Like, I would understand if someone was playing Bloodborne their first time through and they were like, yeah, this game's great. And then 3rd or 4th playthrough, they were like, I'm kind of getting bored. I've done this. It's been done. It's like, yeah, you've experienced the game. You've experienced it twice even. And, you know, you've had your time with it. Maybe you're just done. Maybe it's time for something else. And with Chalice Dungeons, it's like, this doesn't feel good. Like, I am not having fun at all. Oh, excuse me. I just had breakfast a while ago, that's why I keep burping. But, they require you to do them in a sense because some items are locked in Chalice Dungeons. And, gems, especially, are one of those items. Because how do you get the best gems in the game? You beat every story Chalice Dungeon to a certain point, and you have to make Chalice Dungeons that will fit the right criteria to basically allow you to quote-unquote unlock the ability to run like fan-made Chalice Dungeons where they say, hey, this is how you do this thing. I guess I could technically get on Jura's good side now. I don't really know, though. Like, if you just go through the shortcut and you dodge all the beasts and you run up to Jura and talk to him, if maybe he'll partner with you. I don't know. I've never tried it. But I'm not really worried about Jura at the moment. I'm more worried about his buddy, Mr. NPC Hunter with the Saw Spear, who fights like a coward. Like a huge coward, and I hate him. Because all he does is he bum rushes you at the freaking walkway, and then he hides in the fire and shoots at you, and then he runs up and charges at you. Let's go. Oh, I hate him. And he can heal. He'll probably heal at some point. Yeah, I'm just gonna pot shot him because I hate him. Yeah, I should do that. Yeah! That was lucky. Oh no, he's not dead. Okay. Wow, that Visceral did not do much damage, actually. That did like 3 or 4 swings worth of my weapon. Huh. Okay. We need to not die now. We need to not die to Jura. We need to not die to Jura. Oh my god. Okay, okay. And I kind of want this out because there's going to be a lot of enemies in here. So I should go ahead and start killing these guys now. Okay. Oh, turn the camera. Okay, he's done. done. Oof. Oh. Got you. There's so many guys in this building. Oh my god, there's another one. Okay. Is that everyone? I think so. Oh my god, you're serious? That's like what? 4 or 5 of these little guys plus a big one walking down the stairs in addition to the 2 robed ones and the other big one to the right? Like, that's a lot. Rifle spear. The rifle spear is one of those weapons where the moveset is not my favorite, but it has one thing that makes it stupid. Also, I like to think that this here is Jura's 3rd associate. He's a hunter, clearly. He's stuck in this chair, and what armor set does he give you? The same one that the other 2 are wearing. I'm almost certain that that's who that's supposed to be. Yeah, I need to be careful. I think Jura can hit me here. He's trying, at least. He's right up there. Okay. Oof, 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 oof. What a dick. Okay. I should probably go turn these blood echoes in too, because I think that's 2 levels worth right there. Or at least very close to it. I always get turned around here. This is the way back. Okay, I'll go back, I'll turn these in. Should be relatively quick, and then I'll attempt Blood-Starved Beast, and then I might call it for this recording session. I might be able to do Blood-Starved relatively easily, but I'm not really sure. I'm going to call back up with Alfred, and if there was another NPC hunter there, I don't know if they added any others, I'd call back up for them too, because Blood-Starved is fine, but Blood-Starved has an insta-kill on its 2nd and 3rd phase. It gives off constant poison in its 3rd, and its 2nd and 3rd can also cause it from hits. He's rough to fight. But oops, wrong way. I fought him a lot, and so maybe I'll do alright. We'll see. I'm not the most confident person, but no, whatever. Give it a shot. There are some bosses I am dreading. One of those bosses is Martyr Logarius. Logarius is hard. In my first playthrough, I had no idea about the bug that was there initially, where if you left your console on for a while, enemies would lose data and lose memory, and they couldn't recall like a lot of their moves. So my first fight against Martyr Logarius, no spells. He had no spells. He was strictly melee. And so when I saw his phase 2 and his phase 3, it was just more of him sweeping his sword and doing beams and stuff, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And then I go and I fight him with the actual data in, and I see all these spells, and I'm like, are you kidding me? What is this boss? And then I get to see him, actually, I want that. And then I get to see him in phase 2 plant his goddamn sword in the ground and summon flying swords from the heavens to kill me. And I was like, I got this boss easy mode. Like, I feel bad for every single person who fought this boss the right way the first time. And now I'm getting my shit pushed in. Like, he was a mess for me. He was not easy. But yeah, I think I'll just attempt Blood-Starved in a second, and that'll be it for the time being. I'll come back to this. Turn the game volume down just a smidge. I don't know how loud it is versus my voice. Hopefully my voice is fine. I usually have family here most of the time, so sometimes I'm a bit quieter, but whenever I'm here by myself, I'm just kind of trying to be louder, trying to be more energetic, because no one wants to watch this and be bored, right? You guys want to have fun. You guys want to, you know, you want to blood the Borns and stuff. I don't know. Oh my god. So, I'll go ahead and kill these two on the way to Bloodstarved, because I might as well. Or I'll just dodge the big wolf. I don't think he sees me, so I'm just gonna dodge him. I'd rather save my health and my blood vials for the boss. And that should be Alfred. That's Alfred. Alright. There's some items and some enemies hidden around the grass right here, so before I call in Alfred, I'll go ahead and take them out. One. That. Get you. And I probably want to start with fire paper when I go in. Go ahead and buff my weapon up and get some damage out, I guess. Yeah, I need to start pumping my skill a little bit, too. I think I'm going to sit with 15 endurance for now and focus on Vit and skill until I get Vit and skill to at least 25. I'm probably going to push Vit to 30, though. Because I like having a bigger health pool. It's just safer. I'd rather be safe. Okay. There he is, or she. I like to think that BSB is a she, but I don't really know. Who even knows with that thing? I think it's interesting how Alfred's title is not Executioner Alfred. It's Vile Blood Hunter Alfred. Like, Alfred is no longer an executioner, he is someone who hunts vile bloods. That's what he is. I wonder if those red tattered cloths mean anything. But yeah, Bloodstarved Beast is in a chapel, by the way. This is a chapel just like all the other chapels we dealt with, and this Bloodstarved Beast was probably the Vicar of this chapel, just like Amelia. It's probably the one in charge here, and was probably the source of where a lot of this shit went down. And the main thing that caused a lot of what happened in Old Yarnum was a disease called Ashen Blood mixing with the Beast Blood. And that's why poison is such a huge theme for this area. Well, not a huge theme, but it's probably a bigger theme here than it is for any other place, because most of the enemies will do poison damage. I think I might have been reposed, I didn't even notice it. But most of the enemies will do poison damage, and Bloodstarved Beast specifically does a lot of it. I gotta be careful with that one-hit kill. That's it. Eventually I learned how to catch that. If you watch Bloodstarved Beast, oh, Alfred, yeah. What she will do is she will eventually, oh crap. She'll stand still, hunch down, stare at you with her mouth open, and that's when you know. If she's not moving at all, you need to move. You need to get out of that attack range, because you will die. You will get hit and you'll die. There is no way to survive that attack, because the attack does so much damage. Oh my god. And it's absolutely guaranteed to poison you. And by the time you get out of it, oh my god. By the time you get out of it to pop an antidote or pop a blood vial, it's already too late. Your health is down to nothing. Oh my god. I'm getting one hit poison here. Oh, this is that poison AoE. I feel bad. Alfred's just kind of in there doing it now because I'm kind of having trouble with the poison. Oh, nice. We got her. Good job, Alfred. And now you get the Dimru Chalice, and he's just flinging away. Holy crap. Alrighty then. Good stuff, good stuff. Alright, I suppose next we'll want to go ahead and do the content going towards Vicar Amelia. Probably the Upper Cathedral Ward first. But I will get to that in due time.